It's going to be one of those nights again, isn't it?
It's going to be one of those nights. Welcome to Dusty and Dan Abide Dave.
Have you been down to the student union?
I tried to take Logan down there last summer, and it was closed. I didn't realize that they closed during the summer, which is... They have really weird hours, if at all.
Kind of dog shit, really.
But, yes, I have not been for a very long time,
So, a couple weeks ago, we attended a little baby birthday. They have... K-State has, like, a gamer team, and they have...
Really?
The section where they had, like, pool tables and there was a Subway back there, it's all computers with giant monitors, and it's all for gamers.
God damn it.
And they have, like, an esports. And they have, like, a section where you can play, like, a Switch. There's a Switch there that you can just play. And there's all kinds of shit. Like, it's kind of cool looking, dude.
What happened to the pool tables?
They moved the pool tables into the room where the arcade used to be. And there's not much arcade action.
Dude, the room where the arcade used to be was like the size of this room.
It's not great. If you're going to... The pool tables aren't regulation.
Yeah, how many holes are there in the wall?
Yeah, no doubt. Dude, all
There's
day.
another one.
Good thing that place is built from cinder blocks.
Basically, it's isn't it like Flint Rock?
It's it's like the painted over, like it's real basement-y. Yeah, it's a basement-ass basement.
It's been, like I said, it's been a while since I've been there. It was awesome back when we were in like fucking middle school and the early parts of high school.
I was telling somebody, like, that parking lot before they built the parking garage was kind of shady, man. Like,
yeah,
you know, like, it was dark and shit over there.
Yeah, you know one of the reasons why it was shady? Because we were there doing things.
There's no lie about that. We definitely added to it, but there was always, like, we were being bad, and then there'd be, like, older kids, and you're like, oh, shit.
One thing I remember, there were a lot of failed cat calls.
Oh, yeah.
Because we were in, like, 8th grade, and there was, like, a freshman in college walking by. It's like, hey, oh, no, we immediately got shut down. Okay, cool.
Fuck
don't feel too bad, because I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that most cat calls are failed.
Yeah. I don't make it a habit. As a matter of fact, I have to be really drunk to even be like, you're pretty.
Probably 92% of cat calls fail.
Yeah.
Or even unnoticed, probably. They're like, was he talking to me? Oh, God, no. Oh, damn, baby.
I'm going to protect the guy's identity just because, like, I don't need to embarrass him. But I had a friend who he catcalled by barking. And he did it as a sign of disrespect to this girl's man, actually.
Ooh.
Saw them walking together, and he just started barking at her. And I was like,
I mean,
damn, dude.
You didn't get your ass kicked? A miracle.
That's a way to make an impression.
No
That's
doubt.
for damn sure.
That's memorable.
I say
sure.
I would remember that.
Oh, my God.
I don't think it worked.
Nah.
Maybe not the way you wanted.
No.
But, I mean, like I said, that's not something you just forget.
Nah.
Like, hey, Stacy, you remember that one time where that dude just fucking barked at me?
Yeah, I dated him.
Oh.
Behind your back, I saw him a few times. It was amazing. No. How's everybody?
Doing good. I had a successful medical procedure this week.
Yes,
It went well.
Yes,
But
you did.
on the other hand, I think I might have already gotten myself banned from Beefaroo.
Oh, no.
I haven't even been yet.
Yeah, I've only walked in there once, and I don't know if I'll be welcome back.
What? Why?
Story time.
Yeah, let's go. So their hours are listed online as being whatever to 9 p.m. It was $7.57.
Ooh.
So I'm like, well, I'm going to go check out Beefer. I was hungry. I'd been up really late the night before. I was going through some bullshit. So I was like already like tired and hangry. So walk in the lobby and start giving the guy my order. Like 2 items in, some dude just emerges from the back. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, but we're closed. We're closed already.
I've heard that. You're not the first person that I've heard that from. That their hours just randomly like decide, oh, we're closed now.
And you know when you like go somewhere like a gas station or Walmart or wherever, and somebody that you know is working there, and they're like, no, we're closed,
And you're like,
no,
you're not.
No, you're kidding because you're Mike. And you're
Yeah,
kidding.
yeah.
So I was staring at the guy for a minute, like, because I was like, do I know you, or are you somebody that that used to listen to the radio
For
or something?
sure, for
and I'm just staring. I was like, really? And he goes, yeah, manager just closed. And I was like, huh. And then I look, and there's people still assembling fucking hamburgers in the back. So I got really mad, and I just went, well, I guess I'll just go fuck myself then.
Ooh.
And I turned around and started to walk out, and there was like a family eating.
Hey, they got to grow up sometime.
Yeah.
I mean,
We're on the west side.
Yeah.
You know?
welcome to the real world, bitch.
So yeah, just I don't know if I walk back in there, if they'll. Hopefully, if I give it 2 weeks, it'll just be an entirely new staff.
Dude, your face
right.
They got a picture of you.
They'll probably have new owners, but
Yeah. They've got the CCTV grainy video picture of you going, you know, you're done there, dude.
right before the fuck myself.
You see this guy, turn him away.
Oh no,
Dude.
the angry guy's back.
Oh, God.
So I wasn't even mad though. That was the thing. I was just like, that's something we say at the house. When something goes like mildly wrong, or somebody's not like, if I offer to get you a drink from downstairs, nobody says yes, just like over stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And so it was a story that when Nicole was living in Denver, she and the kids were walking downtown one day, and I guess the Broncos had like a big game or something like that, and they won. So some fat shirtless guy comes barreling out of his townhouse, and he's like, "Whoa!" He's screaming and like celebrating, and like they're all just staring at him, but like okay.
Oh.
And he goes, "Fine, guess I'll just go fuck myself," and he runs back into his townhouse.
Damn!
So I mean,
well, as a Broncos fan, I'd love to tell you, go fuck yourself for life. Damn, yeah, he was expecting people to be. Do you remember a certain someone that we know that we worked with? He shot a video of himself like celebrating like a team like getting to the playoffs or whatever. So he runs out. And he's like, yeah. There's a guy like across the street shoveling snow, and he's like, he could have turned around and been like, I guess I go fuck myself, then. This guy is known for like setting up videos of like, like there's those videos of people like really cheering on a team on. This guy will like the start of the videos of him going, ready? Yay! And you're like, dude, that's so fucking fake, man.
You rewound that shit.
You rewound it. You redid that 10 times.
Yeah. Like I feel like in one of his videos the phone was like set up, like propped up or whatever.
Oh yeah. There was one of him in a bar doing it, and he's like, ready? 3, 2, 1, yeah! And you're like, dude, that's fucking fake, man. That's weird. Everybody in the bar's like, shut up.
Yeah.
Because I think it was a hockey team. So everybody's like, the fuck? Oh, the Stanley Cup's on? What the hell, dude? I didn't even know the season started. Yeah. Fucking hockey.
So, when does that season start?
No, who gives a fuck? You know?
Canada's just going to win anyway.
No shit. So. Until Kansas City gets a hockey team, I don't give a flying fuck. But when they do,
oh, it's going to be the best hockey team ever. And nobody can doubt it.
Oh, I'm going to be the most rabid Kansas City hockey team fan ever. I'll be like, fucking, you don't watch hockey, loser.
You remember when the Topeka had the Scarecrows?
Oh.
The Topeka Scarecrows?
Yeah.
I actually, I know a couple of people that went to games, and they were like, it's a lot of fun. I'm
It
like,
was. I went
cool.
to one.
I would have no idea what the fuck's going on. I'm like, why did they stop? I don't get it.
It's funny you should say. I got a hold of when I was still at Mainland Broadcasting. I got a hold of the people at Stormont Vale Event Center, which used to be the Expo Center.
Right.
Because I was like, hey, I heard minor league hockey's coming back, and they were like, dude, yeah, and hooked it up with a bunch of tickets. So we went, and it was 2 teams from wherever, and they were wearing Scarecrows stuff, and they were wearing Topeka tarantulas. Do you remember when they had the tarantulas?
Oh.
So
Ugh.
they were wearing those jerseys and they were playing, and it was freaking awesome because not only was it just fun watching, you're like, geez, dude, this is kind of crazy, but they like announced like, all right, it's fight time, and two guys were like, fuck yeah, just threw their guns and started fighting. It was amazing, dude. I was like, wow, look at these motherfuckers are just going at it. And after they were done, they're like, all right, thanks, man.
Like, do they decide that before the game? Like, do I get to fight tonight?
I think it's one of those like, hey, more, you're fighting. You know, and you're like, oh, all right, okay.
It's like, God damn it, I did it last night.
Yeah, you're
All
like,
right.
I have a concussion, so this is weird.
I wonder if it's intentional that hockey's not more mainstream. Because if it got as big as the NFL, they would probably put an end to all the fighting.
Oh, they would definitely.
But depending on where you live, honestly, it is that mainstream. Like the NHL is, if you live in a certain area, like up fucking north, anywhere, pretty much, but especially like around like the Great Lakes and shit like
Minnesota.
that. Like, fucking hockey's a big fucking deal up there. We just don't give a shit about it down here because we don't have ice all the time.
I know, and our ice doesn't get like the lakes don't freeze hard enough where you could skate on.
No,
it.
I would
like,
not feel safe.
Hell no,
unless it's a skating rink.
Yeah.
I do not feel safe skating anywhere in Kansas. Are you kidding me?
If it was though, I think we'd be more into it. You know, because hockey is kind of cool. You know, you start thinking about it. It's
I like rollerblading.
Okay, that's the end of the podcast. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Bye.
I'll just leave. I'll just go.
Oh, so yeah, okay. We got sidetracked on the intro.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was Dusty?
Yeah, Dusty.
I'm all right.
The post Comic-Con blues, man.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's cool seeing a bunch of the TikToks and stuff of like the different cosplayers that were there and like just like oh yeah, hey, we shot an interview here and we're here at Comic-Con. Like I literally saw one today with the girl who does the voice of Peach. Like they were asking her questions like, would you rather do this or do this? And it was like face Bowser with a tennis racket or do whatever. And it was like filmed at Comic-Con, so it was like, oh yeah, because that was like, yeah, I was right there. I remember seeing those pictures.
There's my head right there.
I have been kind of looking through some of them where they're like just like roaming around. I'm like, I wonder if you can see me, and it's so bad. There was one time where I was scrolling through and I saw a picture, and I was like, oh wait, I think that might be me. And the only reason I thought it was me because it was long hair, bald spot in the back, and I was like, wait. I'm not that fat. All right. And yeah, my spot ain't that big yet. So, all right, cool. It's not me.
That's cool. Has Logan been just talking and talking?
Yeah, and we're definitely still going next year.
Yeah,
for sure.
he's like, we're on the calendar. Just 364 to go, Dad.
But there's also the summer movie lineup has started to take some attention from him. Like we're kind of starting off with like the Minecraft movie. He really wants to fucking see that. I've actually heard pretty good things about it. Plus, I mean, it's Jack Black.
Yeah,
I fucking love Jack Black.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a bunch of movies coming up that he's starting to get really excited about. Like, can we see this? Can we see this? Can we see this? I'm like, fucking slow it down, dude. Like, shit's expensive.
You
I mean,
think I made a money?
It's gonna be streaming eventually.
Yeah, yeah, dude. That's what's cool about streaming is it seems like it hits streaming way quicker than they used to hit video.
That's absolutely true, unless it's a movie that Logan wants to see.
I
would say
always seems to be the
then
fucking
you're like,
case.
God dang,
like
dude.
it's been 5 months, seriously. Like we saw it a year ago.
Oh shit.
The Wild Robot. He was waiting on the Wild Robot, and he was like, "Can we just buy it?" I was like, "No, it'll be streaming soon." And like that was like 3 months later. He was like, "Can we buy the Wild Robot?" And I like looked it up. I was like, "Okay, it's streaming next week. Can you hold out one more fucking week for me, dude?"
He's like, "Dude, you lying ass motherfucker! You said that 2 weeks ago." Oh, that's good.
It's horse shit too. When stuff first gets put up for rental, it's like $20.
No shit.
To watch it once. Come on.
Like, come on, man. Be kind, rewind.
I absolutely refuse to digitally rent anything. If I'm going to digitally pay for something digital, I'm going to own it. I'm not renting anything like that.
I just can't erase the experience of renting something for 49 cents from my mind. So I'm like, fuck off. $7.99 to rent fucking You know, like what's a movie with Kathy Bates? Misery. I wanted to rent. Sarah had never seen Misery. I was like, yeah, let's rent it. It was like $7.99, and I was like, give me a fucking break.
Remind me before we leave tonight. I need to give you my Voodoo password.
I
got Misery on there.
Hey, fuck you,
I got Misery on there.
you bitch. I actually thought of you the other day. I explained to someone how I had this experiment that I wanted to only watch WGN for a week.
Ooh.
And they didn't get it, and I was like, Dusty.
I remember you talking about that.
It
was a real thing.
Oh,
and I was I the one who talked you out of it?
Yeah, you're like, this isn't gonna work. And no,
like I just didn't want you to do that to yourself.
You were
I cared about you as a friend.
You were like, no, listen, don't stop. Listen, no. And I was like, motherfucker, I want to do it because I really want something to happen in the news. Like, I got no fucking clue what you're talking about.
I've been watching WGN. Are you kidding me?
I've been watching WGN, and then I was like, oh, wait, they do news. And so it jumped to TBS.
It'd be like Chicago news.
Yeah, but if it was like major.
Okay, yeah, if it's major stuff. But, I mean, if somebody's like, hey, did you hear what happened in Kansas City? Be like, no, but the L was shut down for a week.
No, but I watched 4 straight episodes of Cheers.
So wait, is WGN just a local Chicago station then?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Dude.
But for some reason, we had it.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why. But it's like, one of the arguments that I had for him is I was like, there's only so many Cubs games.
Yeah.
But that's like any Cubs game you ever wanted to watch, it was always on WGN.
So I was like, well, then I'll just watch it during basketball and baseball season. Like, I had it all planned out.
There you go.
And Dusty and I would talk about this fake experiment for way too long. And people were like, you guys are fucking weird. Yeah. Yeah, we were definitely stoned. But I had switched it to TBS, and that's where I was like, oh, man, it kind of fell apart on me.
Yeah.
Well, because TBS it's not nearly as, it's not an Everest.
No.
That's like what's the fucking,
Mount Sunflower.
well, I was gonna say that's like Bluemont Hill.
Yeah. Still, like harder than you think, but not that big of a deal.
I think TNT would be harder. Because their commercial breaks are 17 minutes long. It's like I would know the words to every fucking commercial that they had. But watch like 20 minutes of what is it, like Rizzoli and Isles?
Oh my God! What was that Kira Sedgwick one where she was like the
closer? Yeah,
the closer. I was always like, God bless them. But they have the weirdest, original series on TNT. It's fucking
They really do.
Like, what the fuck's going on here? Okay.
What's going on with you? Anything new?
No. Just reliving my WGN. I'm going to do it. For 1 week, I'm only going to watch WGN, and you guys can't fucking stop me.
You're going to have to get a hotel. Because the girls ain't going to put up.
No.
Dude, they would you wouldn't even be able to watch, an inning.
I can't. No, you're not kidding. I can't turn the TV on without hearing, can we watch Rainbow Ruby? And I'm like, holy shit, yes. God damn.
I'll just go watch it on my phone, I guess.
Dude, well, I made that mistake. I pulled up Hulu to watch the national championship last night. I don't know if you guys know this. The NCAA national championship was on.
Oh, yeah.
And I pulled it up to watch, and Adriana was like, what's that? And I was like, oh, shit. And I was like, nothing.
It's not a magical device in my pocket that can bring any show you ever want to your face.
Dude, it sucked. They know now. And so I've already been hit up a couple times, and I'm like, God,
dude, no screen is safe.
Huge mistake.
From Logan, it's constant. Like every time we get in the car, can I watch something on your phone? It's like, no.
I
want to watch something on my phone while I'm driving. Shameless.
Oh shit!
By the way, I am on a fucking binge of that show.
It's a really good show.
Yeah, I'm on season 5. I've never watched it. I've only seen bits and pieces. So I'm on season 5, And can I just go on record by saying Fiona Gallagher is a terrible fucking person, and I hate her.
Oh my god,
I hate her so much.
Yes,
Like I like everybody else in that family, but her to an extent, but her in particular, I fucking hate Fiona and Carl. Fiona and Carl, fuck them.
Damn.
Everybody else at least has
dude.
some somewhat redeeming qualities, but seriously, Fiona's a bitch.
damn.
Like,
That one's on my list. I'm just not gonna get there for another 3 years.
dude, and it sucked me in bad. Like seriously, I've been watching nothing but that,
Right
and
on.
like I said, I'm on season 5, and they're hour-long episodes.
Nice.
So
We've been switching back and forth between catching up on The Last of Us and also Handmaid's Tale. So it's just kind of depressing.
Yeah,
right
really
now.
is
Right.
dark over there.
It's not. It's very dystopian.
Oh,
at the same time, we have less than a week?
Yeah.
Less than a week until season 2 premieres.
Dude, and I saw some clips online of Bella Ramsey punching and like throwing people over their shoulder, like kicking some motherfucking ass.
Hey.
And all these people online before like, she looks like a 12-year-old. How is she gonna fight people?
And you know what?
like this.
And it was like it made sense too because she's tiny, you know. So
Yeah.
like they got to do like tiny people fighting, like jujitsu. You
Yeah,
know, just
yeah.
like so it was just like that. So
Like
I think
using your momentum against you and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we're in good hands.
Which would be the worst? You know, if you were like gonna fight someone and they were a little tough person. I'm always more scared of a little tough person than even a giant person.
you know their strategy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
But like,
just gonna maul you.
Yeah.
Maul your face.
And they
off.
got something to prove.
Yeah, and they just wouldn't love nothing better than to take down like a big person.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, and so I worked at the fridge with this guy that did MMA, and he was a little guy, but he was tougher than a
the librarian?
no.
Oh, okay.
no.
Because I knew about him before.
No,
Yeah.
this guy was littler than him, but he's as they say tougher than $2 steak. This bastard, and he was like he liked me, but every time we would hire like a big tall guy, he would intimidate him. And they're like, dude, don't fuck with him. Don't fuck with him. He knows moves. He'll get you. Like if he got you on the ground, it'd be fucking over. You know.
Get you in like a dragon sleeper.
Oh my God.
I can't feel my fingers, and you're not even touching them. It's weird.
I tab. There's no referee. You're going to sleep.
This arm belongs to me now.
Dude, terrifying. But that segues quite beautifully into what I want to talk about. It actually doesn't. Last week, I got in a predicament.
Oh.
I was at a meeting, and I left said meeting and I had a flat tire. And I'm going, holy macaroni. And so I'm on the west side of town. And so, of course, there's really no place to air up your tire for free. So I go to the gas station. I'm like, this is insane. And like a hawk that's in the sky, down swoops one Dan Halen. And he goes, I have some fixin' flat. And of course, my shit was all fucked up.
It was so flat.
It didn't do anything. And so I tried to fix the flat, nothing. And then I'm like driving to a business over here on the west side that is a great place, Wildcat Tire and Lube. If you've no, you know, it's a great place. And then I'm on the phone with Sarah, and she's like, "Those tires, we bought them less than a year ago. They got to be under warranty." Anyway, I try to get Dan comes back and to air up my tire with his air thing,
Little air compressor, yeah.
and of course, not enough air. Anyway, so then I need help putting on the spare. Dan's there. And you know what it got me thinking?
That you're glad you didn't call me.
No, you
Because I would have been like,
Dan just happened to drive by and see that I was there, which is just amazing. But it got me thinking about vehicles, man, and cars. And so I want to have a nice, easy-going conversation about cars, baby.
Let's fucking do it.
Your little segue that we were talking about fighting and shit, I want to Street Fighter 2 the shit out of your car.
Why?
Dun, 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 dun. I don't know.
I love that meme. Hey, here's a great place to
What could happen? Such a nice area.
It's fucking Guile over here just dominating, which I always felt kind of shortchanged on that one. I was always like, I feel like I'm fucking this car up way more than it gives you credit for or something.
Yeah,
and
you
then
kick it like 12 times, and it's like a door flies off.
Yeah, and you're like, whoa.
And you're like, dude, if I did it in real life, that would have happened already. Like,
I uppercutted a guy in the sky. Okay, so I can hit hard.
you just see that?
And I don't care how hard you can Shoryuken or whatever. That shit is gonna hurt your toe when you kick that car.
Oh yeah. Oh, maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
They're like, yes, you hit hard, but you just kicked a car. So the trade-off,
Dude,
Yeah.
you ain't seen Kickboxer? Fucking Tong Po kicking the shit out of a cement pillar.
that shit always fucking fucked me up, man.
They don't feel their legs
God, that
anymore.
fucked me up, man.
Like,
I was always, as a kid, I was like, it took me a little bit to shake that off, you
dude,
know.
and he was like shaking them too. Like,
Yeah.
there was dust coming off of him. He wasn't lightly tapping them.
and him, like the guy in Bloodsport, the big beefy guy,
yeah.
like he was cool, and it was like he was a cool bad guy. You know, you're like, he's a bastard, but I like him.
He's the biggest Asian man I've
Yeah,
ever seen
that
in my entire
fucker,
life.
and he's like, yeah, next. Like that guy is fucking cool. Tong Po is horrifying.
oh, dude, because he's like 8 feet
He's
tall
8
too.
feet
So his
tall.
legs are like 12 feet by themselves.
And he's got a cut on his face, and that was always bad news.
the haircut too.
And the haircut.
the little bun thing that like rolled out into like a ponytail, but it was just right at the top of his head.
Yeah.
Everything else was shaved bald.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was scary as
And
shit.
he looked like he could be mean to kids. You know what I mean? And like the other guy, he'd be like,
He had a
cool.
niece that he was cool with.
Yeah.
But Tong Po, no, he didn't
No.
like any of his family.
Oh, he could spike a baby. You know, like this fucker. He's just rough, man. I don't know, man. He's like the guy in Major League. He threw at his son and a father's son. That guy's a bastard.
I'm just trying to see how much time we can waste before we start talking about cars.
No shit. I'm sorry. Hey, here's a deal you need to know about though. 1769. A French inventor named Nicolas Joseph Cognot built the first self-propelled road vehicle, a steam-powered tricycle, and everybody was like, "That guy's fucking nuts, dude."
Yeah, I mean,
Dude,
I mean, everybody's like, "What the fuck is he doing? Look at this motherfucker!" And he's like, "Hey, check it out, baby, steam-powered!" And they're like, "God damn, this motherfucker! What the fuck, dude?"
we're dying of diseases over here.
I have cholera.
I have literal cholera, and you're fucking doing that. And he's like, "Hey,
Dude, okay, I think you guys might be laughing a little bit harder if you had the image that I just had in my head of a steam-powered tricycle. I just imagine, like, on a steam-powered locomotive, he's got logs that he's just throwing behind his back. We need a booster, 2 in. Ah.
He's like, I can't keep an assistant because they keep burning their hands."
And then flying
And
off
they're
the back
flying, like,
because we're going 12 miles an hour.
Hey, man.
That just seems too far ahead of his time, too.
For sure.
Because if you do something incredible like that, that's cool. But like 1769, did they even have a paved road?
No.
Like,
You're
where,
riding it in the forest.
Where can you go?
No shit.
With a steam-powered tricycle.
That's a great point.
What kind of mileage we getting?
All the like roads were still like
2.
yeah. All the roads were still the ones that the Romans built.
Yeah.
So they had like giant rocks and shit. He's like, "I know this can work." And they're like, "Okay."
I can't ride on it without my Coke going flat.
Huh? 1830s to 1880s, we got other people doing steam-powered vehicles, that's just great, man.
Yeah.
So
Congratulations.
which segues to my next question beautifully, I might add. What was your guys' first vehicle? What was the first vehicle you could call your own?
I had a 1997 Mazda 626.
Oh shit!
And it was broke as fuck. Like no power or anything on it. Whatever. Because in the 90s that wasn't super common anyways. But
Nah, man.
it did have motorized air conditioning vents. I don't know why that. They oscillated. So they'd go back and forth, and I was like, that is the coolest fucking shit. And I've
Damn.
never seen another singular vehicle anywhere with that.
Wow.
There's a reason for that. They had to recall those
A bunch.
because it oscillated like too fast and ended up like giving a guy a seizure.
Yeah,
or
well,
something.
somebody was like, "Hey, did you?" Oh my God! Stop it! Like, I don't
It
know.
keeps pinching my finger every couple of seconds.
I don't know if I
Sticking
can
your
stop it.
fucking finger in there.
Huh?
But that's not in the book.
Was this brown? Was it a brown one?
Nope, it was black.
Ooh. Because I've seen a lot of Mazda 626s that are either brown or a maroon,
Yeah.
and I've seen a white one, but black is kind of gangsta.
Man, it went through by the time it was all said and done, 2 transmissions.
Ooh.
And it was after the second one. I was like, I'm not going to keep doing this.
Yeah, that can get pretty pricey.
And even like, it's bad when even the like guy at the shop is like, I wouldn't do this. He's like, I'll totally take your money, but dude, I won't like myself.
That's kind of what it was about. It was Stag Hill Transmission. Shout out to them.
Shout out.
They were like, yeah, well, we can just do this for you every year if you want, but
That's a really nice way to put it. We
Yeah.
can do this every year.
Do you want us to set you up on a plan?
yeah, we'll get you on a subscription.
You know what? Shout out to them. Also, side note, because the guy that I think he owned it is his son Brian Howell. Do you remember Brian Howell? We went to high school with Brian Howell.
That name sounds
He's a
really familiar.
Great guy. We were on a baseball team, the Padres, and we didn't have a sponsor, so we didn't have. All we had was the shirt. They're like, the city can't buy hats or anything for you guys, and we're like, what? And Brian Howell's dad was like, man, fuck that. And he's like, Stag Hill Transmission sponsoring the team. And we're like, yes! And we got hats and pants and stirrups, and we thought we were the shit.
But
Man,
no bats.
No,
No bats.
no.
Hopefully he got some more customers out of that shit.
Dude, he definitely, a 626 showed up, though.
He's probably out in the stands like, wonder which parent that is.
Oh, nobody's that dumb to bring that fucking piece of shit. No, that's, so a lot of good memories in the 626.
Yeah, I almost killed me and my friends a couple
Well,
times.
what first car doesn't?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's pretty standard, I guess. It started to vibrate at precisely 88 miles an hour.
Ooh.
So that made me think for a little bit. I was like, is this thing going to go back to like 1955 or something? But I think it was just because it was a poorly constructed
Yeah,
vehicle.
no, that's called rust.
Yeah. And that's the car that I learned a very important lesson is if you don't have the engine that's powerful enough to pass someone on a 2-lane road quickly,
Yeah.
then don't.
Yeah. That's the teachers. You know, that we need those vehicles on the road. Like people talk about like EVs and like updating all the, and I'm like, no, you have to have a hoopty to teach you lessons. Like, if I can't do it, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Because you get around and you're like, okay, nothing's happening. Drop back.
Yeah,
baby.
we ended up having to get back in the lane.
Yeah,
It was
drop
embarrassing.
back.
But dude, that car got its ass kicked too. The many times I left the windows down,
Oh,
and it got a lot of rain. It went through like 3 CD players because they kept getting stolen.
damn.
Lost my entire CD collection in that car.
So shout out to living back in those days, because
Yeah.
if you had a thing of CDs, that's what happened. People used to gank them fuckers all the time,
Serious.
man.
Yeah. I never had my book of CDs stolen, but I did have my stereo stolen a couple of times.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about, you had quite the first vehicle.
Well, I went through a couple, which
Yeah.
okay. Let me just set the record straight. I wasn't like totaling the fucking things or anything like that. It was just either they would stop functioning as vehicles and just be places to sit,
Yes.
or just something better came along.
Yeah.
and,
No,
like,
your car history is much like mine. Much
jaded?
Jaded, much maligned, and colorful, as we like to say.
Yeah.
But there's only that first one.
Well, and the first one was an '88 Cavalier.
Yeah.
Hey,
And
The hatch? No, not a hatchback, but it was a 2-seater. It was a 2-door.
2-door, yes.
2-door.
Yeah, I was going to say 2-door, but yeah, that thing, it was a hand-me-down from Ian. And the first time that I ever drove it, I was by myself because I needed to get to work. It was when I worked at Burger King. And for some reason, I had convinced myself that when someone described on how to drive a manual, that you started out in first, and then you get going, and then the rest of the time you drive, you don't ever go in first again. And I wondered why it kept dying on me. I put it into second and be like, all right, here we go. I don't get it, man. So, yeah, that was a really long ride. But, yeah.
That sucker was red. I remember it was red. And
Oh, yeah, I remember that thing.
Ian was the master of like subs and putting in like speakers and stuff. Like, I always thought that's what he was going to do. I always thought he was gonna be like a we're HB, you know, you know what I mean? Because he was so good at that stuff, and so he had that fucker thumping, like that bitch would thump. And Ian was also the first person I ever knew. First of all, the first guy I ever watched smoke a cigarette and drive a manual at the same time. I was like, God damn, this boy's good. And then he would also do this where he would switch gears with one or two fingers.
Ooh, that's
because this guy. I mean, Ian. Shout out to Ian. Ian has like big hands, and he was always just like, and I was like, this is fucking crazy, awesome. Man. This is pissing me off because he'd be smoking and switching gears with one finger, and I'm like, this motherfucker. While we were listening to some beats.
All right, so enough with the love letter to my brother. Dusty, right, no, seriously.
Yeah,
Ian,
how many fingers did you how many fingers did you shift with?
3.
You just clawed.
I did the claw.
Dude, listen, Dusty didn't have that vehicle long enough to
develop a style.
To develop a style.
I learned a couple of things in that car. One of them was to be able to smoke a cigarette and do manual at the same time.
Crazy.
And the thing that I got from Ian for the longest fucking time, and I finally started to kind of break that habit, but it was to lean the seat way the fuck back, but still sit up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that's bad on your back, but that's how he fucking did it, so that's how I did it too. And
real close to the steering wheel too. Man, that was the
Some
way.
things never change. The kids are still doing that.
Really?
Yeah, they still put the seats way too far back.
But sit up close.
Yeah, but they still still sit
it's like
up,
you don't need to do that.
Yeah, but it looks cool.
Like I want to relax, man.
Yeah,
when I'm driving.
I remember the first time Ian picked me and Dusty up from 9th grade center in that, and it was bumping, and people were like, "Huh?" And me and Dusty were like, "Yeah, that's right, motherfucker."
Well, and just to be clear, when I inherited the car from Ian, he took all of that shit with him.
Yeah,
of
like
course.
I didn't
Naturally.
keep any of it,
but we still rocked it like you had the fucking,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was a good
But
vehicle.
that was a good one for a little while. But like I said, all throughout high school, I went through several.
Yeah.
So it was weird.
Okay, after the Cavalier, what did you have after the Cavalier?
After the Cavalier was the Bonneville. Pontiac Bonneville.
Yeah, Dusty had a brown Pontiac.
No, wait, I take that back. No, it was the Bonneville was after the LeBaron.
LeBaron.
Oh wow!
The
Dusty
Chrysler LeBaron.
had
I always
a
wanted one of those
a
so bad.
convertible.
Yep.
God
and-
damn.
A convertible white Chrysler LeBaron, and I don't know. Okay, so when people are gonna look this car up, they're gonna go, "Oh my god!" I don't honestly, Dusty, and I mean this in the nicest way. It just fit you. Like I thought, what the fuck? And then I saw you rocking it with the top down, and I was like, "That's rad,
Dude,
what the fuck?"
It was cool until the top wouldn't go back up.
Yeah.
And then it rained.
Didn't it?
A lot.
Yeah, didn't it? It was like it happened on the same day.
Yeah, it filled the car entirely.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why that one had to go.
That fucker.
God damn.
Do you remember how you acquired that vehicle?
It was a lady who worked with my dad and Dan's dad at Steel and Pipe way back in the day. I don't remember what her name was. I knew her. Like I had met her before, but it was like an old car of hers, and I think she gave it to my dad for a super cheap price.
She's like, "Listen, I should be paying you." Listen, no. My first vehicle was a 1982 Nissan Datsun MVP.
Yes.
La Hacienda.
Yes.
We were like trying to come up with names for it, and somebody's like, call it La Hacienda. And I was like, oh my God. And
All the white guys are going, what does that mean?
like, don't worry about it. This fucker, it had, first of all, I got a paint job. I got a base white paint job on it, but we had to primer all the rust spots.
And there were several.
And yeah, that's being very generous and very nice. I appreciate that.
I mean,
it looked like a cow. I had primered him black, and so it rode around like that for a while. And also, speaking of Ian, he gave me a tape deck, and he was like, I got some house speakers too. And so we just hooked up the house speakers and ran the wires like around and around, and then hooked them up to this tape deck. And so if you wanted to, you can sit in the back, but it had those like sideways seats.
Oh, shit.
So you had to stack the house speakers on top of each other and then sit down. And boy, did we ever.
I was just say, I think we fit several people in there. Plus, I mean, the back was always an option too.
Oh, well, I mean, especially if you got drunk and then you put bungee cords on yourself around the roll bars, which Dusty did.
I thought that, I mean, it was a seatbelt, technically.
Yeah, technically speaking, you were locked in.
Yeah.
So when you get in an accident, you go forward, but then you come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, bleh, bleh, bleh. I'm good.
That truck caused more bad things than ever. It was an amazing little vehicle that we fucking drove the dick off of. I remember the first time I ever drove it was with Dusty, and we were I can't remember the situation.
Probably getting cigarettes.
We were definitely going back. So I lived on Stag Hill, and it was like I was 2 weeks away from going to driver's ed. And we're like, I'm just staring at this truck. Like the truck was in the parking lot, and I was just waiting to get my license before I drove it. So I basically just stared at this truck for like 4 months. And I was like, I was learning how to drive. It was a manual, and my uncle was showing me how to drive. And I was like, I'm good. I know how to drive this thing. But there was no license plate. I didn't have a license. And me and Dusty are like, dude. Where Dusty's dad lived on Bertrand, and we're like,
We can
make it.
Okay. Have you seen or heard, I guess, the who's gonna know? Who's gonna know? They're gonna know.
Yeah. Who's gonna know? We just were like staring at it, and we're like, it's dark.
They're probably not even paying attention right
and
now.
we were like, fuck it, and got in there, and the whole time we're like, drove that bitch, got it back, and we're like, we are the coolest people in the whole fucking world.
And we were. And kids, you should follow by our example.
Dude, nothing feels better than like breaking the law like that.
Oh, man.
It's a victimless crime, I would say.
It was.
I mean, the state of Kansas might disagree.
They would not have. And it was like so close. You always hear those horror stories, like if you get caught driving without a license, then they make you wait till you're 18. And there's no way I would have made it. There's no fucking way. I'm telling you, I would come home from school and stare at that truck for 4 hours a day. Just like, I can't wait to drive. That fucking truck was awesome. The brakes went out on it, and a guy was like, I took it to, you remember that there was like a shop in the Kmart parking lot? You remember there was an old like
I know
there was
what you're
a
talking
place
about, yeah.
you could take in the
Oh,
old
yeah.
Kmart parking lot right there, that like in the end there, and the guy was like, "Hey, I can't let you drive this home," and I was like, "What?" He's like, "The brakes, like legally, it's a corporate thing. Yeah, we can't turn it over to you." And I was like, "What? I go, what the fuck?" And he's like, "Sorry." And
That's
so
how they get you.
Yeah, no shit. So I had to sell it from there.
Damn.
I sold it to a guy who's like, I don't give a fuck, and took off with it.
Put it on the back of the truck.
And so I don't know whatever happened to old La Hacienda, but she's gone.
But we do know what happened to Mr. Hector Elizondo.
was my second truck. I had this truck I bought in Junction City.
Yeah, you did.
It was it was a GMC Silverado, and it was like lowered a little bit. And
Oh, fuck you. No, not a little bit. It was a goddamn lowrider.
it was a fucking. So my uncle is like, "Hey, I know of my buddy told me to come check this truck out." He's like, "Be cool, okay? Like when we
No quick movements or anything.
When we see it, don't act excited for the truck. You know, just be cool." And it rolls up, and it's got like the glass packs on it, so it's like, and it rolls up, and I'm like, ah! And Richard's like, no! And so the guy's like, yeah, man, here it is. And I'm like, sold. And it had limo tint on the windows. And
hold on, before you get too far into it, guess how big the steering wheel was?
Oh, this is the one with the tiny, was
dude.
the chain steering wheel? Or
Yeah.
whatever?
No, it wasn't. It was a GT.
But it was like a little.
It was little though.
Yeah, it was not even kidding, not even exaggerating. It couldn't have been more than that big.
It was sick.
Like a large donut.
It
It
was
was a bagel.
It was a bagel. It was a bagel. It was a bigger bagel.
So you had your hands on 10 and 2 like that?
Dude,
Fingertips.
like this. And yeah, because you could put your 2 hands on it. Hector Elizondo was a fucking gangster truck, and it was so badass. Have I told this story on the pod about how the end of the...
I think we did hear it, but I can't remember.
Oh my
Touched
God.
on it. Dude, we've done how many fucking episodes now?
Yeah,
like
we have.
we're gonna repeat some
Yes.
shit. You're just gonna have to get used to
Yeah,
it, people.
Yeah.
fuck you. So I'm driving...
Like and subscribe.
I'm driving
rate.
down... Yeah.
Well, he said, fuck
Yeah,
you.
fuck you, asshole, prick, piece of shit, bitch. So I'm driving north on, it's like 2nd Street, right?
There is no second street.
I mean, but like, that's 2nd, right?
No.
Or is there 3rd?
It's third.
3rd Street.
Third,
Yeah.
So 3rd Street. I'm going up there by Peerless, by Dairy Queen. And what do you know? I spot the Brothers Moore in the drive-thru at Dairy Queen. And I had just gotten Sonic. And so I'm like, hey, and they're like, hey, come here. And so I come pulling into that Dairy Queen parking lot like on fire, right? And so I come up over the thing, and my food spills. And I'm like, oh, shit. So I reach down to grab the bag of food, and I come to a sudden stop. Boom! And I'm like, oh, shit. And I'm like, oh, my God. And I hit one of those concrete pillars that's in front of their trash dumpster.
You know, the giant bright
Yeah,
yellow
yeah,
ones
the very brightly
that you
colored
literally
ones, yeah.
can't miss.
But, I mean, you can if you're not looking at the road.
I mean, if you spill
I mean-
your entire bag
I mean,
of
if I would have
Sonic,
been, if
yeah.
I'd have been like this and hit it, sure. But I'm not looking at all.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, God. And I reverse, and I get out, and I look, and it's a perfect indention. Like, it's just the fucking radiator, the bumper, the poor, the hood was all fucked up. And I'm like, oh, no. And I pull up, they're like, what was that? And I was like, that was me. It was me. And I pull up to I'm like, I got to go home. So I go to my mom's, and she's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, they got Hector. They killed Hector.
Start swinging, throwing punches like fucking Cuba Gooding Jr.
Oh. She's like, are you drunk? And I'm like, it's 3:00 in the afternoon. That's a good question, but no. I wish I would have been hammered.
Then you have a
even better. But no, I'm just fat as fuck, and I'm trying to eat my tots. and
That's
they're
so
everywhere.
tragic, man.
So, yeah. And you know what's funny? Even before that, like, it had already started to lose its luster because I moved down to Hutch to go to school. And I got pulled over. And this cop gets out, and she's like, I've been waiting to pull you over. I've seen your truck at the dorms. I've been waiting. The tint on your windows is too dark. And I was like, huh? I was like, do what?
Translation, I have nothing better to
No
do.
shit. I take that back. So I had, long story short, I had to go there for the summer for one class. I had to enroll in one class to do summer workouts. So I drove from my grandparents to Hutchinson, which is like a 35, 40-minute drive. And I got pulled over by a state trooper in that area, you know, and he's like, I think your tint's too dark on your windows. And I was like, I have never heard this. He's like, really? Where are you from? I was like, Manhattan. And he's like, oh, yeah, they don't care about that stuff up there. And I'm like, oh, well,
I don't know.
why
They do
don't
things
you?
up in Manhattan.
No, I don't know how you do it up in Manhattan. I'm like, motherfuckers.
Why do you care about it down here?
Why do you give a shit? And so he let me go, but then I had to pull it off myself. And so I'm like crying.
Did she make you do it in front of her?
No, but I had to pull it off, and then I had to take it down to the courthouse there and show her. And she's like, oh, yeah, looks good. I'm like, you
Fuck you.
bitch.
No, it doesn't.
No,
Not
it doesn't.
anymore.
It looks stupid. It looks so stupid. And then I had to then I wrecked it, and then I sold it to this guy who got the money out of his sock. He did. This guy.
Hey, but he fixed it up.
He definitely fixed it up. These Mexican dudes put their last name on the back window, and then they'd roll that motherfucker 4 deep.
And they tinted that shit dark as fuck.
Dark.
Dude.
Didn't give a
Dark. Yeah. It was like the first thing they did. They fucking tinted. But those guys, they drove that truck forever.
And we kept seeing it everywhere.
I know.
Because especially the color, it was gold and blue.
Ooh.
Yeah.
With kind of silver.
It's silver and blue, but it had that gold trim or whatever. And it was a nice ride. And the rims were dope, and the tires were cool. It was a cool ride.
But I've never seen it since. I've never seen another truck that looks just like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was a very specific looking truck.
Whoever owned it before me really did a great job.
Yeah.
They really did a great job. And then I got a hold of it. I did great for 3 years.
This is what you get, though, for getting fucking Sonic.
No shit.
Dude,
Other than the shits.
I would have I should have went to DQ.
Yeah.
This whole thing would have been avoided.
But in the lifespan of that truck,
Yeah.
you were like the little bender that it went on, when it was finding itself.
Yes. Yes.
and then when it grew up and was like, all right, I gotta stop doing this shit. Then
Yeah.
it got with a Mexican guy who was like, I'm gonna take care of you.
That sounds like a match made in fucking
For
heaven.
sure.
For real.
And the truck's like, yeah, I've got some dents. I've got some dings. I'm not perfect, but I'll get the job done. And I remember they lived in that house across from City Park. You guys know the one we're talking about. The big one.
Yeah.
The big,
Oh, okay.
scary looking one. And I remember being in Aggieville and hearing the truck, and it still sounded just, and I was like, oh man, that fucking truck is rad, boy.
Dude, I love it when the engine sounds wet.
Yeah, yeah. This one sounded gurgly.
Like it's got something in its throat. Yeah.
Oh, man. It was
perhaps a little moist
Ew.
for all of our listeners out there who don't like that word. Go fuck yourself.
Fuck you, motherfucker. Oh my!
But you
seriously.
smoke, you probably don't smoke. You're probably one of the health freaks.
But anything below a 5-star rating is not going to help.
Yeah, no, don't do it. Hey, gang.
I want to know more because we just talked about your very first car. You've been through more than that, I'm sure.
Yeah, I've had a slew.
A slew. That's a good way to put it.
We want to know
yeah.
the slew.
Dude, well, okay, I'm going to glaze over the second car. It was a Ford Focus. It was, you know what? Honestly, it was very nice. It was only a few years old. I took out a loan, and I took out some student loans, too, for it.
Hey.
And then as soon as I paid it off, it died.
Oh.
And was far too expensive to fix.
Yeah.
So then I needed a car, and I had no money. Absolutely no fucking money. And I got a Cadillac.
Ooh.
Got me a 1992 Cadillac Fleetwood.
Oh, hell yeah.
Maroon with maroon interior.
Damn.
Six-seater.
Damn.
Okay.
Okay, so was this so Cadillac went through a time period where the cars were kind of compact and squared, like the square top? Was this the old big?
This was
a
big.
boat.
Yeah, it was probably a lot like your 88 Bonneville, just a fucking boat.
Hell yeah.
And it was great, man. It was a V8, so it was but the thing that sucked is every week something different. It was like a fucking procedural sitcom or whatever. It was just every week there was a different little plot line for what was wrong with it. And the main thing was the gas gauge just didn't work very well.
Oh yeah.
So there were times I ran out of gas, had to call someone, but there was one time where it ran out of gas. just as I had turned, I was going down Sarber and turned into the Dillon's parking lot, and it died like right as soon as I turned into the parking lot. But I coasted. I just coasted right on up to
I
the
timed this shit,
like,
boy.
Yeah.
Those really though, the seating in those big fucking there's nothing like it anymore.
Yeah.
Those dude, you're like, this is I can see why people were into this, man.
Yeah.
This is cool.
Nope. Other than the fact that it stunk, was always broken down, and it was the I'm sorry, but I'm a very neutral color guy. Like I like my black, my gray, and my beige. You know, I like just regular neutral car colors.
Yeah.
This was a choice, you know. But it was $750.
Oh hell yeah! Who'd you buy it from?
Bought it from a friend named David.
Yeah.
It was his grandfather's who'd passed away and given it to him, and he just it was just sitting. So I was like, hey,
awesome.
if you're cool, I'll drive that thing into the ground for you.
He's like, yeah, dude.
I'll do it in record time.
Exactly. I think he was hoping I was gonna fix it up. But
Yeah, you're like, nah, dog.
I fixed it up with an auction yard somewhere.
I fixed it up with air freshener, and then I got one of those tape things you can plug into the CD player. Yeah. That's how I fixed it up.
So am I the only one in the room that hasn't owned a Cadillac?
Yeah, think so. You got
Son
gotta
of
get your hands on one.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
You gotta get your hands.
Next
on
one.
dude.
All right, yeah.
I like
2050. They're like, wait, they still make those? I'm like, no, they don't.
No,
I need one from a
no.
long time ago.
I still scroll through like a Facebook Marketplace and I see like some beaters that are like, I'd drive that right
Same
fucking
here.
now.
Same here.
I'd do it right now. Yeah, I had a Cadillac, a 96 Cadillac Eldorado.
Ooh.
Yeah, that thing was nice.
It was fucking
Oh.
nice, dude. It was it was like Sopranos. Like, and that like I felt like Tony Soprano driving
Yeah,
some
you
black Cadillac around.
Oh.
And it was dope. It was a real nice ride, but it was the same thing. It just started to nickel and dime me to
Yeah.
death. Just like like a little thing here or there. Like a little thing like, oh, I don't know, the door fucking fell off. You know what I mean? Like like the inside, the interior part of the door just like clang. And then the security thing started going haywire. Like my key would get stuck in there. And then it just wouldn't.
yeah,
it just
I remember
wouldn't
that.
Stop.
Jesus.
It would keep going. Like the security thing had locked it in, so the car just would never turn off. And I remember I had to just let it run out of gas one time. Like, this sucks. Like, hey, nice Cadillac. I'm like, yeah, not really.
I know the feeling.
Yeah.
I got to the point in one of my Ford Explorer, or my only Ford Explorer that I had, which I put the fucking subs and system into that one, and it hit real fucking hard, and then got stolen when I was living in Oklahoma.
Oh.
But by the time that I was like getting rid of that car, because of various windows, door locks, and door handles not working, I had to open 3 fucking doors to get into my car. I had to open the back passenger door to reach inside and open the front passenger door, and then go around and reach through the front passenger door to get to the front driver door.
God.
So yeah, I was like, I'm not even gonna bother trying to fix this.
You made that thing fucking unstealable.
Yeah, no shit.
Basically, it's like good fucking luck.
Good luck.
People are like, "Do you have to climb it through a window?" I don't get it.
It's like
Jeff Gordon.
it's
motherfucker.
like the Android passcode, you know, like you can swipe. You gotta have a certain little pattern you do.
I
that's
remember
great.
that. I remember that fondly.
It ran well up until I got to Oklahoma, and then it started kind of nickel and diming me, and then falling apart, and then everything got stolen out of it, of course, because the town that I lived in. But yeah, and then I ended up trading it for the bits and pieces that were left of it for a Ford Expedition.
Ooh.
That did not last long either.
Oh yeah, what the fuck happened with that?
That one, the person that I was seeing at the time decided to let her sister borrow it.
Oh God!
Without telling me.
Oh.
It was just, oh yeah, by the way, the car's gone and on its way to Mississippi. Yeah.
And you're like,
The car can't drive itself. How did that happen?
so and the sister brought the car back,
That was nice.
but they didn't bother to put any oil in it. And the day, because I even told her, I was like, I was going to get a fucking oil change. What the fuck are you doing? And, well, it'll be fine. We'll just get it when she comes back. And then when she got back, I literally took it straight to Walmart to go get a fucking oil change. And when I left the Walmart parking lot, the whole thing fucking locked up.
Oh, no.
Whole fucking thing.
Oh,
like,
no.
So, yeah, you might as well just take a gun to it at that point.
Oh, God. Were you able to salvage it? Like, were you able to, like, trade it in?
I think it was mainly just I sold it to like a scrapyard.
Yeah.
For the weight of the metal. And I think I got like a couple $100 out of it.
They're like, glass is good. You know the shit is fucked up when they're like, oh, the glass is nice. Like, I'm getting nothing for this vehicle. Oh, the Expedition.
So yeah, then after that I bought the car that I'm driving now.
But you did rock an Expedition.
For a little while. A few months.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was fun.
I always wanted oh fuck, I'm not gonna be able to think of the name. God damn it, I'm on the spot. There's like an Expedition, but it's the nicer, like a Navigator. I always wanted a Lincoln Navigator so bad, but I always see them, and I'm always like, I know that would break down on me in 5 fucking seconds, dude.
But that brings up a good point, though, to go along with your talk about cars. Dream cars.
Hey.
Because mine's dumb and weird, so I'm going to save it
For
somebody else. Somebody else has to go first, and then I'll do mine.
A Lincoln Navigator, I still want one real
Nice.
bad. I also want like a Lincoln makes a truck too. I think those look rad.
They do.
yeah.
Those do look
Those
really
are
nice.
fucking
Yeah.
nice. I fucking want a Tesla truck, dude. I want one so bad that I can fucking taste it.
I want one too to burn to the ground.
No, I played too much early GTA, and I'm like, that's what trucks look like in the game. I want to fucking ride in one. I want one of them real bad.
I just want a truck I can draw.
Finally. I also 1965 Cadillac Continental, or not Lincoln Continental. I also like 1965 Cadillac Fleetwood.
Dude, this is not a buffet of dream.
Yes, it is. And then a box Chevy truck. Those are fucking rad.
Like an old school one.
Yeah, boy. What about you, D-boy?
Dude, 67 Corvette, or no, wait, no, 63 Corvette Stingray split window.
Oh yeah, those are cool.
Those are fucking rad.
Yeah.
I want one of those. Then I wanted for the longest time just a Ferrari Testarossa, or however you pronounce it.
Yeah.
But that was before I was even anywhere near the age of being able to drive.
Yeah.
When I got closer to being able to drive, I wanted a Chrysler LeBaron.
No. No. Why?
Because when Brian was looking for cars to drive, we went to all the little shitty used car lots, and he came across a few cars. It was like a Pontiac Sunbird that was cool. There was an 86 Mustang convertible that I thought was fucking rad.
Ooh.
But then there was like a 92 LeBaron convertible, and it was like, dude, this is like the nicest car I've ever seen in my life.
Let me tell you everything that you thought they were.
Yeah.
When the top works.
But not more.
Yeah. I
But
wanted,
not more.
I
Not
wanted
more.
one of them
Not
shits
more.
for the longest time.
Damn, dude.
But yeah, no, I think now I would like to have like a Porsche. I don't even know what all of them are, but like I know they are fast.
Yeah, Porsche Carrera or something.
One of those 911s or whatever 9 something or other.
Yep. Oh, I want a car that I think it's a Porsche or Ferrari that Magnum PI drove. That red one. That bitch is bad.
Fuck yeah.
And the fact that both of you keep calling it Porsche, not Porsche, tells me you're not ready for it yet.
No.
Nope. I couldn't.
No.
Well, I couldn't even give you the fucking 3-digit number.
Yeah. No.
65785.
Because I was in Kansas City getting some work done on my car, and I was like killing time, so I went to the Porsche dealership just to see what they had, see what how far away I was from my dream car.
Yeah.
And they were speaking of 3-digit numbers. The 3 digits before the comma made me decide I'm never getting a Porsche.
You're like, oh shit, really? Oh yeah. Yeah, hayseed, back up.
Literally, the only thing within reach was like one of those little Cayenne ones or whatever, and I was like, nah.
You boys got cars in here?
They're like, Yeah, we have some coasters you can afford here.
They don't actually have the label on them or anything.
Yeah.
We don't want it associated with it. So mine's dumb, and the reason for it is dumb. So I don't even remember when it was. I was young-ish. My brother and I were, well, my entire family was in Dodge City, visiting for some holiday. I don't remember which one. And at one point, my dad was like, "Hey, boys, come with me. I want to show you something." So we get in the car and we drive over on Wyatt Earp Boulevard. There was a dealership there, and we go inside, and roped off, you could not touch it. And I'm convinced to this day that that's the whole reason why I want this car. They had a bright yellow Dodge Viper.
Whoa.
And it looked bad. Ass. And like I said, just the fact that you could not touch the car. They even had signs up, "Please do not touch," kind of thing. And my dad was like, "Don't even breathe on it. Just look at it and bask in its glory." So ever since then, a Dodge Viper has always been my dream car. Just because of the fact that I still haven't touched one to this day.
Yeah. That's badass, man. What do you think the whole situation was? Like, why was it out there?
Honestly, I don't know, because I don't even know if it was for sale. Like, I think they might have just been like a guy's car. They was
Dude,
like,
some guy
"Hey,
just
can I just
putting ropes around?
Can I just put it in the dealership for a little while?" And they're like, "Yeah, it'll bring in business, I guess."
Dude, that's rad.
I mean, it brought us in. We didn't buy anything, but we were there.
Damn.
So,
Dude, I saw one in the wild. I saw one at the fridge.
Really?
A couple months ago, yeah, and it was a red convertible Dodge Viper, and it had like a 60-pound bag of dog food in the passenger seats. I was like, oh yeah, that's why. Yeah.
They're just like us.
No. Except for when he runs his errands, he only gets one thing at a time.
I had to make 4 trips to the grocery store today. A loaf of bread, container of milk, a stick of butter.
You're probably better off, because I've heard those things have like a magnet that attracts it to like light posts and stuff. So,
dude, that was fun. Even though I'm not a car guy, I like talking about like specific cars that I've owned and like different car stories. So I don't know about you though.
I immediately, when he said he wanted to talk about cars, I thought about the hubcap or the rim or whatever of a 1986 Lamborghini Countach. Because I wanted to be able to draw that car before, but I couldn't even get past the fucking rims, man.
Well, if you couldn't touch that. Nope, I'm not doing that.
Is that what a Countach is for Italian? Don't touch this car.
I have no idea.
Well,
yeah.
Please tosh our podcast.
Yeah.
Follow us on the YouTubes. Give us a 5-star rating on the podcast app.
Hey, and make sure to like, subscribe, turn on the notifications, make sure you don't miss any videos, interact, give us a comment. We want to hear what was your first car?
Yeah.